So differences between private schools and public schools. Private schools are typically what's known as independent schools because they are independent of a system. If you're in a public school, for example, as a teacher, and you want to um, insert a new chemistry class into the curriculum, you would need to propose the class to your department head, and department head likes that, then they're going to propose it to the school. You're going to work out a budget, and then the class will be proposed to your school's supervisor in your district, and whether or not money will be allocated. And this could take a longer period of time. Independent schools, a chemistry teacher could say to the head of the department, this is what I'd like to do. Next stop is the headmaster, who's in the same school, and that class could be in the curriculum within 12 months. So independent schools versus private, which are private schools, versus public schools is that independent schools are not under a system. Now the flip side to that is that with public schools, being in a system has its benefits. There are schools that can be what are called magnet schools that can draw students from all over a given area without being linked to one particular school system. And with these schools, they're able to be a little more selective where there's testing to get in so that typically the brighter students in these areas will be able to be a part of that. Schools can also be technology schools, art schools, whereas with independent schools, because they're by themselves, they will have arts programs and music programs, but they may not be as large or as well funded because they're a smaller school working with a smaller number of students. So the differences between the two programs, the two types of schools, will be how they function and what their resources are. And lastly, typically private schools have smaller class sizes because they have smaller student populations. And that's one of their bigger selling points versus public schools. But public schools, as they've been changing over the years, have also gotten creative in terms of the way that they teach. So in some cases, there are public schools that teach like they're in private school, or they have uniforms which allow students to feel comfortable about their style of dress rather than worrying about what they wear every day. So those are the differences, the main differences between public schools and private schools.